Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Let's talk about this new Matlab 2015A and just generally Matlab. Okay, over the last couple of weeks I've been flipping around with front ends for Java, .NET, all these .NET charting packages, Infragistics, DevExpress. I'm going to be blunt. Just be blunt. Trying to work with any of these and reverse engineer all these different applications and projects and whatever else. I've been spinning my wheels for the last couple of months on it, and I've gotten to a point where you're actually trying to save time, but at the end of it, you're not saving time because you're just pretty well trying to, as I said, reverse engineer how certain people code their projects and stuff. No good or bad, whatever. It's just I spend more time trying to understand it, so doing away with that. So I was humming and hawing what the best way is. I thought, man, why not just use Matlab as a complete front end for a lot of things, and then the back end for like order entry, order management, and some other stuff I can do in another language. But primarily for charting and building very quick, easy apps, I'm going to be doing that with Matlab, and just in the last few hours I've made major progress versus spending the last 2 weeks on one of these charting packages. So during the research, I didn't know, but the release 2015A came out. I just don't want to type any of this up because call me lazy, but these are pretty significant, especially if you're moving into areas like FPGA for high frequency trading is getting pretty popular. MathWorks is putting a lot of time into the development of Simulink and making it every version, every 6 months it comes out. The next version of Matlab is getting more and more sophisticated, and this one's no different, and just has all these ideas you never think of. So the ones that really jumped out at me are the Vision HDL toolbox. So this enables you to do what's called synthesis, and that's now built into the Simulink, I guess, life cycle, I guess. I'm not a exact best person to express that because I'm not an FPGA guy. I'll be meeting one of my guys that's helping me down the line figure that out. But the idea is to develop models now and strategies all within, as much as possible within Simulink, and just be able to create DLLs from it, or for Visual C++, or leave it Linux, or HDL for FPGA, despite whatever major board you go with. So now they have this synthesis built in, and that's really cool. This one I was really shocked with. I didn't even think this is possible, but somehow you can build OS X apps, and it said that there was support for iOS, which really kind of shocked me, because now you can have Simulink hardware support package targeting iOS devices for creating apps that run Simulink models and algorithms. To be honest, I don't know how does that mean? What, you can create a native app for Apple iOS? If that was the case, man, Jesus, man, that's huge. Also, GitHub, so you can take your package, your model, and just package it up for GitHub. That's amazing. So now you can basically deploy it, as it says, on a GitHub repository. Very powerful. Some other stuff. There was something in there for some kind of, you can do gauges. Let me just do a search here. Yeah, with Simulink, you can now do in-canvas dials and gauges and scopes, because all you really had back in the olden days was just scopes. But now you have gauges and dials, and I mean, with other visualization simulations, this is freaking cool, because now if you were around back in, let's say, 2 months ago, where I started doing a course on very sophisticated options pricing and futures pricing and understanding the relationship between the two, which there is, being able to assess a good one, risk a premium, be able to do implied volatility on the fly. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to be able to have some kind of interface where you could have a model running with data coming in and be able to have like gauges going off and saying this gauge for, let's just say, risk premium, you could just do all kinds of crazy stuff and do it in friggin' real time. Very well, you could do that with this new capability with Simulink, these in-canvas dials and gauges. I mean, I never would have thought of it, but when I thought, oh, whoa, you could connect the two, especially with this type of functionality. So that's very cool. Now, there's also better support for extending it with the compiler SDK. Let me just pull up this link here. Okay, so let's just blow this puppy up. Now, you can go on and on all you want about R and Python, but to be truthful, the real power is in this, one of them for Matlab. With Matlab, you have the traditional compiler, so you can deploy, this is just in the last year they've added this, your standard app. You can also create an Excel add-in and use Matlab as a backend to serve up your Excel and connect the two. And on top of that, you could also build on top of Hadoop for your big data. I mean, it's endless. And then they bring out the new one for 2015. This is where I get all giddy. And I'm just basing it upon what I'm reading on the first blush. But this MATLAB compiler SDK, we can do obviously the C, C++, Java, .NET, great. But you also have this MATLAB production server, which supports all those languages. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but with the production server, you can also apparently support Python. Who knew? And I'm sure somewhere there's going to be an R connection as well. I mean, MathWorks are not stupid. They want to talk to anything. And those are major languages. So these are new opportunities that are just coming down the pipes. So, I mean, it just gets crazy with what you can do with MATLAB. So you get an improved MATLAB compiler, and apparently the capabilities here is pretty well. No other language, no other environment can do this. It's pretty powerful. And this new one also, now I have no idea how this really works, but I'm sure they've advanced this machine learning with statistics and machine learning capabilities. Again, I'm not going to get into the mathematical side of it, but I'm sure it's going to get somebody pretty happy, for sure. So it's another big release. There's some really... Now, signal processing sounds dumb, but when it comes to trading, I mean, let's be honest, trading is all about signals. So, again, I guess why can't you have the ability to use sophisticated signal processing as part of your data analysis? Just throwing it out there. So we've talked about the MATLAB coder. Again, HDL, this is where it gets pretty exciting, because if you go FPGA, they've enhanced it even further, so you don't have to get this third-party synthesis. That was another $20,000 option, but this HDL coder is now, as part of that life cycle, when you're going out and creating your FPGA or HDL code, hardware description language code for an FPGA, this process is now built in, okay? That's pretty powerful. That's pretty sweet. You also have the Simulink design verifier. So you can imagine with Simulink, they're putting a lot of emphasis on it. And this thing's getting better and better and better and better. And when you think about it, it's more and more reason to use MATLAB, just as your central logic for all your trading. And with Simulink and the ability to be able to build out these gauges and whatnot right in the canvas of Simulink, I mean, that's going to be a big deal, because you get a better testing environment for your data and showing relationships. And if you haven't seen what I've demoed or any of these other videos to demo things like state flow, oh man, I could go on about it. It's powerful, and it's like, why put all the emphasis into C++ and building all this raw code when you can do it all within a very cool environment like Simulink? So just thought I'd put that out there for you. This is something that we need to really investigate. Okay, so check it out. I do think this is another big release for those that may not recognize the potential, which I do. It's really changing my impression on how to apply this particular version and put more emphasis on a workflow instead of just blowing my brains out to build out different workflows for developing trading ideas and models, because at the end of the day, Simulink will be my centerpiece. So with this release, I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.